Especially if it's 2 seats. I don't hear any music. The music stopped. It was playing. Okay, so here we are. Right on, everybody. Here we are live at the Rick Naya Show, making it happen today. Thank you very much for last week, everybody. I'm extremely honored and blessed to have had such a great following of people come online last week. I'm very blessed. Thank you so very much. Heather Marie Brown Show, my very first actual guest besides Michael and Eric, who are host personalities already with Disrupt America and Good Morning Shut-ins and a number of other different shows that they produce. But I want to thank Heather very much for coming on and sharing her love with us and sharing the love with the community and letting us all know where we are in New Hampshire as we move forward with cannabis regulation and policy with the medical decriminalization and legalization of cannabis here in New Hampshire and throughout New England. I also want to take a moment and, of course, thank our sponsors. I'm very blessed to even call them sponsors. Most of the people who are supporting this show are people like yourselves, my friends, people that I've encouraged in the industry throughout the years and supported and been a dynamic spokesman, so to speak, for them and their arena, their industry, their jobs and careers. And I'm very blessed to call the list of the sponsors that I have my friends and family, and I want to thank them very dearly for being there for me, through me, with me all these years. And as we continue to move forward with the Rick Naya Show, we'll continue to make things happen. And thank you very much. And I want to begin by giving much thanks to Circle Sign Works. That is where the very first cannabis-related billboard in New Hampshire State's history was brought to fruition. And my friends at Circle Sign Works saw an opportunity to utilize cannabis at a level that was necessary. And I want to give them a lot of thanks to Circle Sign Works and the gang down there. Jessica for helping me with all the work that she does with the billboards and adding our sponsors and putting them up on the billboards and giving them an opportunity to shine in the limelight, so to speak. Because we all know once we hit the billboards, we're on our way. And that's what my show is going to do. It's going to help a lot of different small businesses and large businesses get a foot up and continue participating in the cannabis arena all throughout New England. And I'm glad to be able to sponsor that with Circle Sign Works. Thank you so very much. And on to my next sponsor, American Machine Vision and Clear Light Technologies, my light sponsorships. I want to thank everybody down there, Tony Hammond. I want to thank Brian Sanders. I want to thank Todd. I want to thank the entire crew at Clear Light Technologies And for those of you that don't know, we're revolutionizing home grow lights. And I myself and their team are developing a Rick Naya Pro Series grow light that I cannot wait to share with the home grow and home enthusiasts to produce the greatest yields we can. On top of that, being energy efficient and cost efficient. And I think that's extremely important in this day and age that we're looking at ways of saving money with high production, high output grow lights for professionals at home. So that is something that I'm really looking forward to kicking down and sharing with everybody soon. And if you'd like, you can step in. We just opened up a preliminary web page there at clearlighttechno.com. You'll see me on the page. Again, we just opened the page up basically to get this started. So get ready. We'll be updating that page. We'll be bringing it into the 21st century and sharing a lot of light grow and a lot of phenomenal technology that's been put in these patented and trademark lights. Looking forward to sharing my love with Clear Light Technologies at clearlighttechno.com. Right on. And everybody knows I'm already, CryoCure family. This is what I am. I am definitely dedicated to bringing out some of the very finest cannabis in the world. Not only that, bringing it out with a biodiversity, with a disruption in industry, with a way that we can cure cannabis and do it in a way that removes any microbes or any biological problems or issues or mold that occurs, that we can provide the very finest cannabis from the actual plant directly to my jar within a 12 to 24-hour period. It's unheard of, but the quality of the cannabis, not only myself, Dr. Ed Rosenthal and Danny Danko say so, but many of the best breeders and cultivators out there now are beginning to make sense that, wow, Mr. Naya is saying some real McCoy. Well, CryoCure is where it's at. If any industry needs any help or needs any information regarding what we do at CryoCure, you can feel free to reach out to me and I'll guide you in the right direction. CryoCure is where it's at. Spaceship weed, I call it. Outer space kind of weed. It's phenomenal. The terps, the profile, just the look and the feel of the cannabis is phenomenal with CryoCure. Right on. So on my other family, at Kind Clean, I got to give Kevin Joe Kerr and Maya Joe Kerr my love. Industry cleaning of all forms when it comes to cannabis-related installations, whether it be small, home grow, or large. If you need any kind of work and consulting in that, I recommend Kind Clean. They're my family, and they get the Rick Naya seal of approval. That's all you need to know. When you see that, you get the seal of approval from Rick Naya. That means that your quality and your craftsmanship is of the very best in the industry, and the standards that you work by are the very finest. Thank you very much for Kind Clean. Right on. Let's move down this list. I got a few people to bounce off, but it is what it is. My Happy Hippie Chicks Natural Solution with Janet McAllister. She'll be one of my guests, I believe, next week. Please stay tuned to hear and talk with one of my dearest friends and advocates and staunch cohorts in cannabis advocacy with Janet McAllister at Hippie Chicks Natural Solutions. I love you, Janet. I can't wait to share what we're doing, what you're doing up in Maine, and how that impacts all of us throughout the region. Janet, I'm looking forward to talking to you soon. And again, my Beantown, Greentown family with Andrew, Muddy, and Keith. Thank you guys so very much for the Sunday Fun Day, Sunday, every day with Beantown, Greentown. More weed, less greed. That's where it's at with Beantown, Greentown. My entire family in Massachusetts and all the Wing know them. Thank you so very much for being who you guys are. And I'm really looking forward to growing some of my great cultivars with you guys and sharing my love with you guys so that we can continue sharing with the community. And as everybody knows, share the love. I always say it. That's what it's about. Beantown, Greentown, less weed. That's what it's about. More weed, less weed, right? That's what you got to have. So let's keep moving down the list. I have Knest. I have my first sponsors t-shirt shown up from Knest. Some of the finest and rarest of the breeds of CBD products. And it's an extremely rare type of company. It isn't just CBDs. These are from rare earth variant type of cannabis that's being utilized to bring you the very finest of the terpenes and profiles that are out there. It's just not hemp. This is fine, rare earth, developed grade hemp that we use at Knest. And I want to tell Tuha and all my family there at Knest, thank you very much for sharing the love and also for helping me with the Rick Naya seal of approval logo. Thank you so very much, Tuha, for the insight that you have and helping us move this forward with Knest. Thank you so much. Then my friends in Michigan, another friend out in Michigan with Valhalla Laboratories, Grain Brain. I want to thank you very much for just being my brother out there and providing and creating some of the very finest rare earth sauces and diamonds and shatters and rosins that you press and make, all non-chemical, just all the finest stuff that can be made right there at Valhalla Laboratories. I want to thank you, Crane, for always supporting me and being my brother, man. Right on, Crane. And let's keep going down the list. I've got Julie Mejia there at Holistic Hemp Solutions. She's another fine member of our cannabis community and also a partner of mine at Alchemy League. We'll be talking to them in the next few weeks. And I'm looking forward to opening up that dialogue with our community with the Economic Empowerment Social Equity Group from Massachusetts, my partners and friend, and those that give the most will be sharing their love from Alchemy League. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, everybody with the crew at Alchemy League, the entire family. I love you, and I can't wait to get you on the show. And let's get on to Urban Acres. Everybody knows Adam's breaking ground with his hemp. He's providing rare earth, great CBD products with Urban Acres. A true trooper in New England when it comes to hemp and giving back the love within the community. Nonstop action from Adam and the gang at Urban Acres. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I also want to share, it's not a new sponsor to me, but she is now to the Rick Naya Show. I want to thank Jessica Love for stepping up with Love Java and providing my show with the very finest type of coffee and energy, life-sustaining, changing coffee that I've ever had in my life. It helped me lose 120 pounds, and it's just given me my drive. I drink it every day, every morning, and I can't wait to share a little bit more about that on the show with her, with all of you, from me to you. Love Java. Get a look at it, LUVJAVA, and you can find her on Weed Maps, and she does a lot of work in Maine now. So I just want to share a little love to Jessica Love. Thank you for the opportunity to be becoming a sponsor with us. And here we go, keep moving down the list. Today was a big day for me. I had a number of different people step up and wanted to help, and one of them is our family at the Harvest Cup. Jeremy Borgeson and Jen Borgeson, I want to thank you guys so very much, the entire team, Scotty, all of the crew, and everybody that puts their love and heart into the Harvest Cup. I want to thank you guys for working with me and becoming a sponsor with me and supporting not only your event, but the entire arena, because the Harvest Cup really is fundamentally one of the first bigger great cups of Massachusetts where some of the best breeders could come and really provide an atmosphere for all of us at a level that is respected amongst any arena in the world. And I want to thank the people at the Harvest Cup for joining with me on the Rick Naya Show. It's such an honor. Dudes, man, it's blowing me away, man. Woohoo, right on, right? Because, I get touched and blessed by so many people everywhere I go that I just reach out and share some love, and I can share that right here on the Rick Naya Show every single week. So thank you very much, the Harvest Cup. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, everybody that works at the Harvest Cup and all the people who support it. Right on, right on. The Harvest Cup, sponsors of the Rick Naya Show, making it happen as always. And let's keep going down that list. Turptown Throwdown, another phenomenal event. Phil and Keith going to be throwing it down there this year. I'm looking to support you guys. Thank you for sponsoring me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting our community. And thank you for all of the hard work that you guys have gone through, the ups and downs, in and outs, everything that it takes to produce and make these events. Thank you for having me as an honorary judge and helping be a spokesman to the Turptown Throwdown. Looking forward to seeing everybody in late September. And here we go, Megan D. She with the Dye Girls Designs. She made me a mask last week. I want to thank her again. And here we are. I've just got 15 of the many sponsors that help contribute to the arena, and I can't wait to continue putting more on so that we can give more back to our cannabis arena community. One of the other sponsors I've had now for several years now has become a friend of mine. Pretty much pioneering his own way and learning the ins and outs with the baseball bats and the verbiage, the diplomacy necessary to run an organization or a foundation, whether it be with NORML or the 420 Foundation that he's created, and other organizations that he works with on a daily, weekly basis, and helping the children, medical patients throughout South Florida, Miami, and all of Florida, and working with Karen Goldstein of Florida NORML. The Miami chapter is William Medina, and an entire crew of people throughout South Florida that I prize myself in because it's my backyard. Many of you know that I'm from South Florida. I'm from Palm Beach, and the Tri-County, which is Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, were my back door, and I know it very well. But one thing that I didn't know was William Medina, and I didn't meet him. He actually met me. I think he saw some posts that were popping off of my events or the events that we were sponsoring, and was watching some of the groovy types of artwork that we were using to create, music themed festivals in cannabis. And he liked it. And he saw a clip of me and he reached out one day and he goes, "Dude, who are you? I want to know more about you, dude. You're pretty cool." I'm like, "Yeah, right on. Who are you?" And we just started talking. And then one day we talked a little further and we come to find out that we're both Cuban. We're both minorities in this big swimming pool we call our world, and we don't consider ourselves minorities whatsoever, period, at all. But we do come from the Hispanic race, both of us being Cuban, and it was a bond that has yet to be broken. We're partners in many different venues and ventures that we're coming up with. And without further ado, I want to welcome one of my best friends in the cannabis world and my second guest. I get emotional because this is a brother of mine in the cannabis arena. Um, a rock star in South Florida in the cannabis arena, and a true brother of mine. William Medina, thank you for and welcome to the Rick Naya Show. And if anybody has any questions, please ask away. And all you girls that dig his long hair, it's okay. Hit them. Right on, William. How are you?
Thank you for the introduction, Rick. Everything's going great.
Right on. Thank you, my man. I really appreciate it. You know, I like putting people on the spot a little bit, but not so much. So I really I want the people to know a little bit more about William, William Medina. Not so much all of the accolades at the moment. We'll get to those, but let's learn a little bit about yourself. I do this to the guests, and I think I've learned this throughout, being around so long. You want to know about this activist. I mean, what kicked it off? Was it in grade school or high school? Did somebody piss you off? Did your mom get angry? What what made you even be so soft-hearted and so benevolent to children's causes? Things like that. And anybody out there that has a question, please send them, and I'll relay them to William if he can't see them, and we'll try to answer them. So yeah, William, tell us what really what triggered you? What was the trigger and when?
I would say probably when I was a lot younger. My mom always had me, working with other organizations, giving back, and it's just stuck with me forever. And I mean, who doesn't want to help kids? They're the future, as they say. So we should definitely do our best to provide all types of kids, if possible, if we have the ability to help them out and provide them the best life possible. But it's been a pretty interesting journey, doing a lot of different work, not only with kids, but with adults and different patients, veterans, and people in that spectrum where they really consider, cannabis an essential as it is now in this crisis that we're currently in. But definitely to them, it's always been an essential, not just at this moment in time. So I try to assist the ones that don't have the access to this medicine as much as possible, and some that are just really need help in other areas. And I try to provide that assistance through my foundation. And then with NORML, we fight the power. We try to make it legal for everybody and help everybody get the access to the medicine that they need.
You just mentioned something about the power and NORML. And I during my entry, I always like to thank new sponsors and people that step up um, alongside me and with our cannabis arena. And I want to thank, and it was a big share of love from the board at MassCan. And I get a little emotional. You know me. If people know me, I get a little emotional. But um, undoubtedly, to have MassCan, the Boston Freedom Rally, support you and become a sponsor for you, and allow you to bring their name up with pride, is a huge honor to me. I was able to speak on the stage at the Boston Freedom Rally last year, and it was probably, for me at the time, it was one of the biggest.
Epic.
I have my own festivals. I've been doing things for a long time, but to make it there within the cannabis arena in New England and to be received with respect and love and admiration by the people at MassCan, with Bill Flynn, Lorna, and Catherine. There are so many people there. I can't tell you, Robbie, and there's a lot of good people there. We call ourselves the Mascan Brain Trust. There's a lot of critical thinkers there that really help uh, the cause move forward in ways that the average person who just wants it legal, they don't understand the complexities of laws and due diligence and the work that they do at MassCan for everybody. So I want to give them a huge thank you for supporting me, MassCan. Thank you very much. And you talked about
Definitely.
the
Thank you,
power, William.
Mascan.
Yeah, MassCan is awesome. We talk about the power. We talk about NORML. I worked with a group of people in New Hampshire trying to work out plans to create a branch here. As an executive director, I tried very hard for years to help bring common sense policy and education through NORML foundations. But what I come to find that regionally, different policies are crafted in different ways. And Massachusetts, being the center of New England, really they epitomize the need of help for people with social equity problems, economic empowerment movements, people who have disabilities, people who need to have someone watching those bills, looking in the I's and T's and making sure that if the law on the bill is written, that it's not just for one person, but it's for all peoples. And I love
Yes, it
working
is.
with
100%.
I
It's for all
love
people.
conversing with them. It's about all of us. And I just think it's powerful. So I wanted to reflect on power and how power of large advocacy groups and lobby groups that have finances have helped set tempos for many of people like yourself and myself. And I just wanted to give them thanks at MassCan because I love them dearly. And they're very kind to me and they support the same message of accountability, professionalism with non adulterated, non biased information and data that's common sense for everybody. So thank you, MassCan, very much. And thank the people at NORML too. And go on now. Let's talk a little bit more about the 420 Foundation and what really made you use the power and skills you learned from the foundations that you were involved with to create your own. What drove that, William?
So I've always wanted to get into, I'm an entrepreneur at heart, so I always want to get into my own business, but I also love to help people. And I started researching a lot of different nonprofits, structure, the law, and how it all operates, and then how to actually create your own. And from there, I was going to a lot of cannabis events like the High Times Cups and things like that. And, uh, I always saw people with their booths and having fun and a great time socializing. And I was always like, man, I want to do that. That looks like a really great life there. Um, so I got into doing that. But then as I was building my business, I also really wanted to continue trying to go after creating my own nonprofit, and that's when I was just put one and two together, and pretty much created a nonprofit in the cannabis industry called the 420 Foundation. I funded it in 2015, and from there I also co-founded the Miami chapter of NORML around the same time. And I was just blessed. I mean, luckily, I had a really good co-founder with NORML, and he really liked my whole idea with my nonprofit, and he helped me set up my nonprofit. He actually just graduated law school, and one of the things he was concentrating on was, doing nonprofits. And thanks to my partner Chris at that time, he really helped me out and uh, helped me launch one of my dreams, which was to be able to help, you know, patients that need cannabis to really learn how to use it and then survive with it. So we work, like I mentioned, we work with many different kids. Right now, we have a couple of kids that are our top sponsored patients. One of them is Bruno.
Yeah.
Bruno is 8 years old. He's going to be 9 now. He has Dravet syndrome. So
Yes.
since he was 3 months old, he was having 400 seizures a day. and his mom soon after started to administer cannabis with him. And by helping him out for the last few years and doing different things, we've had him down to 5 or 0
I want to
seizures a
thank
week.
you. I want to interrupt just for a minute. I want to thank you also for receiving me when I visit Florida, and also bringing me to visit with Bruno and
Oh,
his
for
mother,
sure.
and including me. And I make my rounds everywhere I go.
Hmm.
So, and being a father and a grandfather now, it's extremely important for me to try to visit a hospital, visit people who are ill, to let them know that their voices are heard from the lowest corners of their bedroom to the highest echelons of political government, that we, including myself and many of us like yourself, we drive ourselves with conviction and compassion for people like that. And I want to thank you for doing that with me and together. It brings me great pleasure to do that.
Oh, of course. I mean, thank you for coming by and showing some love to little
Oh,
Bruno and Giselle,
yeah,
his mom and his family.
I got my
I
pictures.
but
Yeah.
that's what it's about, you know. I mean, it's the one thing that you can give that to some people cost a lot, but it's sometimes nothing is your time, you know. So if you can go out and help anybody, even if it's your neighbor or a special cause that you want to try to help out, like the 420 Foundation, then
Well,
pretty
it's
much you should reach out and definitely give some of your time, you know.
well, William, let me ask a little bit, because we're both Latino, and I know
Eso
me.
sí.
Yeah, so see, una cosa, they've got everybody out there. Just so you know, again, I'm Cuban, and so is William. So if we start clearing off some Spanglish, don't get upset. But I'm just kidding, William. I mean, what's funny, we both come, we're both Cuban ancestors and so forth. But music has definitely been part of my life, my entire life. I mean, a lot of people may not know this, but I used to sing in chorus and at church, and these little
Nice.
boys have angelic voices. I was one of those little boys that sang with the girls in chorus, and I did a lot of plays and shows and Broadway events on stages.
Broadway Rick.
Yeah,
Look
no
out.
joke. I've done it for years throughout services from churches, in different churches, or Concord Players Group and different organizations that do plays. So I grew up doing that. And what's funny is music is always indicative of Cubans. We love music, and I know that you
Yes.
were a producer, right? And I think you can you tell us a little bit about your studies and really how you kind of really brought this together? Because I know my story with you, and how music really played a role in how you brought it together. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, I mean, so I've always been passionate about the arts, for sure, definitely music. I really actually concentrated in the cinematography background, working as a camera guy. Um, and I started out here in Miami when I was 19, doing music videos here in the beach for many Spanish artists. Um, from there, I got really into the whole film aspect and getting together with different parts of the country and different artists and really expanding the whole thing. I did, let's say, I had a film background maybe for about 15, almost 20 years. And then that's when I came back to Miami and I started doing the foundation. Um, I mean, yeah, music has always been an inspiration and definitely, a plug into the creative juices to make my creation even expand more. So I love listening to all types of music. Definitely as a with the Cuban background, we listen to salsa and merengue and a lot of old style music, jazz or Cuban jazz. So I mean, yeah, it's been a really fun ride being in that whole scene of the nightlife and sleeping on a box of cables because you're on set for like 7 days straight and you're doing
Oh, I
multiple
know those
scenes back
nights.
to back, setting up lights, cameras,
Yeah, I just remember
action.
staying awake for 7 nights straight. That's my problem. I never went to bed.
Yes, yeah. I mean, 48 hours to 72 hours up
Yeah,
straight.
we used
I
to do that.
mean, you would have to do it. And
Yep.
if you were in studio, you would have to be quiet most of the time. So a box of cables was definitely comfortable for an hour or two if possible.
Right
Um,
on. I have somebody asking a question here. It says, Rick, how are you guys spreading your word in this current pandemic situation? That's from Quay Wineski. He's a friend of mine. Thanks, Quay. That was a good question. William and I can talk a lot about what we do and current situations that are abounding in our lives and our personal lives. But right now, with this pandemic, this virus, world's scare. It is quite something. I just give credence to all the nurses, people in the medical field, the restaurateurs, people at hardwares, people that are out there in this forefront. People that are catching it because people. Oh, the wave, it came, it went. Yeah, this isn't over yet, and I think that people should truly, if you're going to be out in public and you're going to go to the grocery store, what's wrong with throwing on a mask and a set of gloves and go do your shopping and get out of there? Be respectful of everybody, regardless. It's not the point that you've got the mask or that you don't have the mask, whether you need a mask or not. As you can see, I'm not wearing a mask now, and I don't wear one. I'm very matter of factly that I believe that when my day comes, it's going to come, and if my body's prepared and I take care of my shrine and I do all the right things, I should be well. Many of the people whom are dying, and I hate to say this, have been elderly and sickly and in nursing homes, and just it's been a terrible battle in that manner. And many overcome and they get through. Some don't even know they have it. Some have minor symptoms, but it is an illness that we need to be proactive, stay hygienic, stay clean, be respectful of others. If you feel sick, stay home. I'm gonna say it plainly. Just stay the fuck home. Don't even come out. Stay home. Don't get anybody else sick, man. That's just my view. Stay home. You feel sick, stay home. And if it's really bad, go to the hospital then. But in the meantime, stay clean, stay healthy, and let's try to obey the laws and the rules that are set forth. And if you don't believe in them and you feel unjustified by it and you feel it's uncalled for, then continue living your life and hope that it doesn't affect you and others. Live within your space and in your means, and try not to affect others and be kind to others. That's my whole thing. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a serious situation. I mean, one of the things that I could definitely suggest is do some research and find out what are the best holistic ways to keep yourself healthy and completely virus free. One of the ways that I've been researching is also with infrared light. Frequencies are good too. You should check out some, really get into frequencies, learning about your Sifogio scale. And,
yeah, the Fortune scale. You shared that with me, William. I want to let everybody know. I'll fill you in a little bit at William because the time will get fast and I'm pretty quick about it. But being that we're both Wahidos, pretty much which means rednecks. But William likes natural solutions. William prefers natural remedies.
Of course, we're in the cannabis world. We gotta
the Wahito in Spanish. That means a redneck.
So we gotta apply all the other natural solutions.
I agree with you, and I want to say that I learned a lot. A few years ago, I used to weigh almost 300 pounds, and I started drinking Love Java coffee, and I got some coaching from her and a lot of other support from her, and it really it enlightened me. It got me past this place of being in duality and leaving duality so I can be in the now. And I can't say everybody can do it. I mean, you can sure as hell try. Living in the now is very complex. It's very difficult. Manifestations do occur. How quickly they come is a subject to be discussed. And but those of us that are intuitive, as you and I understand my lifestyle, William, you understand my lifestyle, how quickly those manifestations occur and how those blessings upon blessings are given with what we do. And that's sharing the love and like my signage, making it happen, making it happen.
Sure, it's the same concept as putting the time.
Putting the time in. I think it's important.
Share your time, share your love, and you'll really get a good, clear view of where your time is being put to.
It's funny. I reflect a lot of times on adages and things that the elders may have said and so forth. But this is one I think a lot of us can understand and we know. My mother always told me, as a child, my nickname was Dickie. That was a hard name to get by on in South Florida. And being
You're
the
the
first of the Latinos, the spics popping up, hey, Dickie, you fag. And there was all kinds of things being said. It wasn't cool. But my mother always taught me, you know, when things get bad, you grab a banner, a trombone, a trumpet, and make it a parade. And I think that's something I kind
exactly.
of learned
You
pretty
become the
young.
party, baby.
Yeah, the Bacardé, that's what I do. Old Havana Club, that's my family. And I know that to be in this arena, we have to be beating to our own beat. And we do this cohesively with those who cut the path, the front runners, the forebearers, the guys that, those of us that have been at this a long time. It's neat to see it all materialize and watch an industry come together and watch the Pheno Cup and watch the Harvest Cup come together and see how, back in the day, High Times, what it once was and what it is today. Adam Levine and Danny
Hmm.
Danko and John Capretta and the different board members they've had and the changes they're going through now and getting back into a basics of it. They went into music and concerts, which was like, hey, festivals are cool, but high times, you're not a festival company. You market brands. So get into the branding marketing racket and start bringing up the best of us. Start showing the world who the World Cup Championships winners are and have them in your stores or have them in mine or
That's
bring
right.
it.
Battle Royale. We got to bring out
Battle
the Battle
Royale is right
Royale.
here. The Rick Naya. I'm going to have my cannabis, the ultimate Rick Naya rack of all the champions from New England. And I'm going to go after all of these cups. I'm going to say, hey, you're a winner. You're a winner. Come over here. Can you meet these demands if I can get you a contract to meet those demands legally for these providers? And I'm going to try to give a hand to the people who deserve it most, which are the craft growers, which are the gray market guys, which are the people
That'll be interesting.
like us, like me, who started this entire revolution.
The roots.
The roots of it all. I
Yeah.
remember back in the day, man, when we were first growing large. And I very rarely showed anybody because I did it for 11 years without anybody even knowing I grew indoors. But the few that I
Nice.
did share and they got to see
The
the
Cuban
technology,
Ninja.
they couldn't believe the technology that I had. And that was back in the day when they used to say sophisticated marijuana grow pop. Blah, 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 blah. If they had seen mine back in the day, they would have thought they were at Disney World. It was quite something what we did and learned from the grow community. And it moves forward. It's like people like us, we give so much in so many different facets of life that when we do end up listening to our calling, um, it's different. It's like you with the foundation and helping these children. It's indicative of the way we were raised, I believe. I said it last week. All of us have post-traumatic stress disorder, one way, shape, form, or another. There isn't any.
Yeah. That's
One.
right. We got to build that patient list.
Yeah,
We
I
gotta get the
learned a lot
patient
of
list
that.
up and keep on serving the people.
Well, it's really kind of something,
Mhm.
some
Yeah,
of
I
us
mean,
some of us are raised differently to look at life and look at citizenry and look at contributing to humanity differently. Some people never even grasp any of this. And in hopes that my show and people like you and other guests, that we do this of our own free will. Um,
definitely.
there is no there's no grand, let me run down to Hollywood today because I'm the great grandfather of hybrid cannabis. Uh, that's cool. And that's a great moniker to have. But I think the legacy that we leave behind is in the words that we use to bring not only diplomacy and dignity to politicians, but to hold them accountable to communities, to children, adults, and bring common sense policy together that works for all people, not just a few. And
Hmm.
now that we're going down that lane, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on in Florida and what's happening with the policies down there now? Are you up on that verbiage right now?
Yeah. So as of last Monday, they started to release all the hemp licenses for cultivation. So now we have a good amount of farmers that are actually putting their applications in and getting stuff going. So we should be seeing a very huge boom of hemp coming out of Florida very soon. Um, I believe that right now with our group, we are currently we've launched our propagation center out in Homestead, Florida. So right now we've popped off a couple of seedlings, and we're going to be providing all types of OSHA or AOSA approved seeds to the market.
Is
And
this
from
something I'm going to be able to get involved with? Is this what we're talking about? These plans of ours?
100%, this is all us right here. So pretty much soon we're gonna bring you back to Florida, and we're gonna be, coming up with some very unique strains, which we'll be working out, putting all the brains together, and bringing the team together, assembling, and making sure that we can provide some really amazing new genetics to the market. But as of right now, yeah, we're moving forward with the hemp aspect of it. We should be coming through with the cannabis side as well. Uh, but as it is, you gotta put in your time, and as you put in your time, focus and concentrate, and achieve the goal. So, but yeah, here in Florida, it's slowly moving, but it's happening. So that's all that really matters. As long as it happens, we can always come in and reform, just like normal is. Normal is to reform the laws that come into the state. So as long as we have baby steps and laws changing, and the progression moving forward, we can always come in and ratify
Under
what we
regulate
can.
or over regulate? Because I think what happens a lot of
Well, we
times.
can start to regulate. Actually, we can start to, because the issue is right now, one of the biggest issues, since we have kind of a lack of regulation, and I'm sure this is with all other states. There's not a clarity on how to proceed forward. There's a couple states that are really doing it well, and that's the reason why this industry has been able to not only
Which states would you
boom, but
think are
become.
doing it well now in the hemp industry?
Well, I know Kentucky's still keeping it going. Tennessee is a newcomer that's actually coming up and doing a lot of good stuff. North Carolina is doing
North
really good
Carolina, yeah.
stuff. We got Bruce Falone out there.
Bruce Perlowan, my brother.
Great spot. Oklahoma. Yeah, we have our actual operation out in Oklahoma. We are trying to expand to Texas. Texas soon will be coming up with some really amazing access to be able to get that going over there for hemp. And but Oklahoma's a really great
That's
strain
good
as
news
well.
for me
Arizona's
because
a really good strain.
my partners at Kinesk, just again, so everybody can see that this is one of my business partners, Kinesk. Um,
Canesque.
Kinesk, extremely rare earth. This is what we're getting at, William, and I'm glad you're
That's what
bringing
it
it up.
is. Yeah.
Hey, this is almost like a business deal between me and you over the phone now because
There you go.
I've gotten word from my friends at Kness that they were interested in the possibilities of our stuff from Oklahoma coming into Texas because that's where they're putting it in. And
Mhm.
I think that possibility may open up some more dialogue. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Great. Great.
The Rick Naya Show. What's it say? Making it
Making it
happen.
happen, baby.
And that's
That's what
what
we
we do
do.
on our show. We
El
make
Cubano, making it happen, man.
I want to take a second here. I do this, and I think I've done it the past couple times, but I want to thank some of the guests that pop off on here. Laurie Stevenson, Isabel Riena, he's on there. Rodney Lionheart's there. Jack Pat Lagraney.
Thank you, guys.
Yep, you got Rodney Lionheart's on there. Rodney's working with the folks at Disrupt America to do a cooking show and take up a segment of their show while he's cooking and educating on cannabis, which I think is a great thing.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, Pierre Galini, he's on there. Max, Jack Auclair, which is Eric Auclair, he's one of my staunchest advocates. He's a cohort. He helps support anything that has anything to do with cannabis in New Hampshire. He's been there for me for
Beautiful.
years. He's just a good guy. Yeah, Eric. And I got Jake Desardines, he's in there. Robert Gannon, Scott Peets, Jeff Foxon, he's jamming it. Joanna, she's always there. Lady J, she's always jamming it. Love you, sweetie. She calls me Uncle Ricky. And
Nice.
she's part of she's part of the Mazcan group, and she's always contributing ideas and insight into the Brain Trust that helps stimulate thought into action that can be used in a very diplomatic, professional manner. Sometimes the idea starts off, I hate that son of a gun, and then it goes to, well, I dislike him. Okay, well, we can use that in other terms. And then we break things down to an extremely intelligible conversation that can be used for rule, bill, law, and thought process
Hmm.
thereof. So it's a
The
great thing.
power of knowledge.
Yes, our knowledge combined is
You
greater
know.
as one. And she
Yeah.
contributes a lot. So, God love you, Joanna. Thank you for always being there, Lady J, and just, kicking it
Cool.
with us all. Marvelous Ann Zora's on, and my daughter Amanda Naya is streaming it. She's in there checking it out, wanting to see what's going on. Cray,
Yeah.
I saw Cray in there jamming his love.
Naya.
And that's it. Isabel, he's still checking stuff out. But we have, a lot of people. There's Scotty Audette, my partner from the Pheno Cup with Justin Rayum. Our Pheno Cup. I don't have the gift here, but I have a gift that I'm going to give away. It's a cap. If I could get my
Nice.
cohorts to bring me the cap in, that would be great. But I have a cap that we're going to give away this week to our guests from the Pheno Cup, and I thank everybody at the Pheno Cup and the patience that everybody's having right now. People are crawling the walls, especially those of us that are in the music industry, us promoters and booking agents and bands, and all of
Hmm.
the lighting and techniques and everything that's involved to do production, even the vendors, manufacturers that work with vendors. This is probably one of the biggest hit industries above
For
all.
sure.
It really
100%.
is. And it's not just football, baseball, basketball, hockey peeps. We're talking about artisans,
Everybody.
and artisans
Everybody.
have to craft things to create a revenue, and they do that at our festivals and our events. So not being able to be at them is truly devastating for artists. And
Yep.
we need art in our lives. If you haven't seen many of my live events at my events, or ones that I'm a member of or on a board, or if I'm there at these events, I do my live Rick Naya Rage side. And if there's ever an art area, you will see me there. Usually I get very emotional because I love artists and how they share of their soul and put it on canvas or in pottery or artware or
Yeah, that creation.
jewelry or
It's
my
beautiful.
jackets and all the things that I'm gifted by all these artisans. So I love supporting the arts in a big way. So in itself, again, sharing the love. A lot of people out there. I want to give DJ Stenny at who's Mary Palmer Products, another brother, a big stick up. I love you guys. I want you as sponsors. I want you and Lynn over here with me, and I want to have a show explaining to the rest of the country what Mary Palmer and how we got to where we are. So thank you again,
Nice.
everybody that's tapping in over there on. You have a legal question for a woman, Trish Hover. Go ahead and ask in Missouri. If you have a question for a woman, you can go ahead and ask. And if you're still here, we'll try to help answer that. If not, we'll guide you in the right direction. And then Cray is asking, are textile companies being approached on making a hemp line in the States and where hemp is being grown? William, why don't you answer that? Because I know you were going to have a line of some really fancy suits and shirts made from hemp product. Can you tell us a little bit more about how we're going to approach the hemp line market?
Well, I mean, it really depends on which way you want to get into it. Because obviously there's different levels where you can get into the textile market. If you really want to get into the back end of producing the fiber and being able to get that out to the market, you would have to get into getting the right machinery, getting the right team to be able to make that type of extraction from going to fiber to just straight, separation of that and the husk and everything. So but if you also want to get into just making your own products, I mean, you can do that right now. Really, you can actually go online or do some research and find providers of actual textile hemp and be able to create your own product. I mean, um, as creating your own line, you could do T-shirts. T-shirt companies right now offer hemp shirts. I think they're going for like around $8 to $11 with the print or before print. So I know the local T-shirt makers here that we work with, they definitely are able to provide us with hemp shirts with be able to put all our own designs on it and everything. So
Wow. Did you hear
I
that,
mean,
peeps? If you need any help with hemp shirts, get a hold of William because I do know that he does some production for many different organizations. So if you're looking for 50 or 5,000 or 10,000 tees, hemp quality varieties, printed or non, please reach
yeah,
out to William. I'm sure that he can help you. Another thing too, I want to
yeah,
share is that many people might not know this. And I want to take a minute right now. Again, my dear friend and partner at the Pheno Cup's mother, was just sent in for COVID-19, and she's been placed on a vent. So I want to take a minute and tell Scott that my thoughts and prayers are with you and your mom. I know that Craig is there with you, and I know that you have the love and support of our community uh, from all of us, all throughout New England. We're sending our love, Scott Audette, for your mother, um, and then we just hope the very
Florida
best.
as well.
We're hoping
Sending
the
our
best.
love, guys. Blessings.
I have to share that love now because he is a brother in arms, and so is Craig Wilkins, who has stepped up to help him during these times, and he's been over there helping Scott with Scott's mother-in-law, and it's just been a real trying time for Scott. So I'm praying for Scotty, and so are all of us here from the Rick Naya Show and our entire cannabis arena. Scott, thank you very much for
100%.
sharing. You'll be in our thoughts and prayers. So the question that Trish Hover had, I hope that answered Craig Wineski's question about when it's being grown. But yeah, we're going to be working that, Craig. We'll definitely you're going to be seeing some Rick Naya jacket shirts and other things manufactured from hemp products for sure. But let's get
100%.
100%. Let's get a hold of Trish Hover. She had a question. My question is, what do you do if you are threatened by the community you live in? I only ask because I'm a strong woman advocate, and I'm finding missing babies in the Midwest. I don't understand what that means, missing babies. I need to price. So I really don't know what that's supposed to be about missing babies. But in itself, I don't know why a community would threaten somebody. And if they're threatening you, I think it would behoove you to either call the authorities or take it up in your own matters and show up with a shotgun and tell them you mean business and stay the fuck out of yours. I'm pretty
Yeah, I
much
mean, the best way to tackle ignorance is by providing proper education
right. Data and research.
and delivering it with some very focused and light mannered communication.
Yeah, you had better be
Uh,
prepared to speak with a good tongue. If you don't, they'll saw you off and it'll be
yeah,
over. I found
yeah,
that
but
out
not
here.
to get loud or anything. I mean, if it gets to a point where you obviously can't help that person get a little bit more knowledge on the subject, then obviously there's no point of trying. So you should just move on to the next person and hope that you can help them out. Uh, but as always, you don't want to push your, I guess, strong beliefs on people.
There
But
you
the
go.
way I do it is I pretty much show people what my beliefs are and
It's
what I do.
called walking in your true light and your
Yeah.
true
And
intention.
then by showing
They
them what I
glow.
do, yes, by showing them what I do, then they are interested and want to do more
Yeah, it's
or
kind
actually
of
get
funny.
involved.
They
So
told us a long time ago. You get them with, you don't get them with lemons. You get them with honey. And yeah, that works sometimes. But goddamn, you got to break out a baseball bat once in a while and crack some of these dumbasses.
yeah, I mean, it
But I
gets to
crack
that
them with
point,
love.
that's for
I
sure.
don't crack them with the bat. My bat is of love, and I use a very tactful, firm manner of,
You
I
hit him
don't
with
like
the wiffle
throwing
ball
the
bat, the bat of love,
that bat of love, brother. I
the
share that
wiffle
love.
ball
That's one of
bat.
my mantras, man. Share the love and making it happen. It's everybody knows me
Yeah,
for saying that. So,
there you go.
it's really something to
It's
see
funny.
what's happened since this pandemic has hit us, and it's really funny to see how different niches of society have viewed it. You have the ultras who lock down, buy all the meat, the preppers with all their guns and masks and gas masks, and the government's out to come get me. Look out! And then you've got others that are like, "Fuck all that.
100%.
That ain't
Who
happening.
knows?
That I don't
Who
even believe in it."
knows?
And they go about their business. And what's funny is the people that are wearing the mask,
Yeah.
yeah, they got a mask on, but no gloves. Then they go into a place and something happens. Then they go home with this mask that they've been using for days because you don't change it every time you come in and out. You use this thing over and over again. What I'm finding now is that if you caught it and you're breathing in the mask, it re-replicates itself and can continue to contaminate you. So the mask can be a lifesaver for many, especially the medical careers and medical facilities. But for some of us, it could be your
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, just
the end of
as
it.
always, do your research and learn what
Do
you're,
your
what
research,
you're always going
man.
to use
Live
or
by
spend
the
your money on.
principles you feel
I
best
mean,
by.
we're very right now. We're concentrating with the foundation to help out as many people as we can with this PPE solution that we're providing, and also we're taking donations to be able to provide hospitals with free personal protection and equipment. So if you want to reach out to us, you can do it at the 420 Foundation on Facebook or Instagram. And from there, we would love to talk to you. And if you want to donate some products to help out our frontline operators, that's what we're really getting into now.
Yeah,
So
for those of you that are out there, yeah,
dealers and stuff. So
yeah, I think for those of you that are out there that can help contribute to a foundation and is tax deductible, our foundation, the 420 Foundation, Williams Foundation, mine and his, our partner, we're brothers. This is something we believe in.
Yeah, for the people.
Please, before we're done, we're gonna blast it out there. We're gonna let them know the emails, how to communicate with you and contact you. If you're in South Florida, you're part of my Sunshine family, my True Leaf family, my Curaleaf family, my One Plant family, my everybody in South Florida that knows the great
Regulate Florida, baby. Don't forget.
Regulate Florida.
Legalizing the state.
Here, Florida is my home state. So everybody knows me in New England, but they also know me in Florida. They also know me in Michigan. They also know me in Oklahoma, Washington, Oregon, Nevada, Arizona. It's starting to grow that our love for cannabis it's already doing it's shun. It's already shining. It's done its work.
Shining, baby.
Now what we're doing is we're bringing our love for those who recognize that our commitment to them will outweigh our own. We want people to succeed in our arena. We want them on shelves. Yes. We want those award-winning products to make it somewhere, not just on their mantle in their living room. And no, we need to resourcefully continue to work together and traverse that bridge. That's what my company is going to be doing. The Rick Naya Show is bridging the elite industrial funded corporations with the gray market champions, so that these big companies stop selling shitty weed and we start getting cultivars of great rare earth cannabis that these people
providing the real medicine to everybody. And then obviously the goal with the foundation is to research all that wonderful weed that we create, so we can definitely provide everybody with the best medicine. So.
That's something that we'll be doing at which companies?
For sure.
Can you tell us which companies we're going to be designing with besides my companies, Annihilator Brands, Allele Genetics? We have the other.
So we're coming out with Rare Genetics.
Rare Genetics. That's another
Rare Genetics.
Phenomenal name.
Secret team there. We're assembling and going to come out with some really phenomenal work.
And remember, people, that I have a rare earth Bible of hybrid cannabis in my elite legacy group that no one in the world has. And we've been developing cannabis for 35, 40 years now. And in my group, there's only 6 of us. So you can imagine, wait a minute, what? So what we're doing at Rare Genetics is going to be just what it sounds like. Rare.
Yep. Right now we have also with our team, we have our seeds that just went public with one of the largest distributors of agro in the market. It's mbsseed.com, and you can get our Auto 2 flower seed or field seed out there. It's compliant, so it's 0.03 hemp. And right now we have, I believe, about a couple million seeds available that you can call, go on actually the website direct. And yeah, we're really expanding. We're trying to bring in some of the best genetics out there, and also as in hemp, keep it compliant.
Right. This is something that some of my friends, like Urban Acres, Holistic Hemp Solutions, and the Hippie Chicks Natural Solutions, and the CBD providers that are out there, that if they're looking to get some very rare genetics in their downline, please get a hold of William. Some of these genetics that we're designing at Rare Genetics, you guys will be seeing soon. The Gainesville Green is coming back. I've got that going. Everybody, just so everybody knows that by end of year, beginning of 2021, Rare Genetics, Allele Genetics, Annihilator Brands will have revolutionized heirloom land-raised rare earth cannabis with a new globe of hybrids. So we're really looking forward to that. The world's going to see this one. This is something I want everybody to know, that we really are going to be creating some of the rarest genetics in the world. And I'm excited to be able to say this.
And we're also working with states, with governments. So if you're here in Florida and you're looking to become a hemp grower, please apply with the state and we'll be able to provide any type of genetics you're looking for. AOSCA certified seeds that we'll be providing here for the hemp market here in Florida. If you're in a different state that's providing hemp, we can also provide you with seeds for your state, compliant. And like Rick said, once we get started with Regenetics and Real Genetics and we get this annihilated brands popping off, that's it. The world's gonna, they're gonna enjoy the taste, but the taste buds are gonna go crazy.
Yeah, we gotta give credence to my brother Nacho Contreras. Yeah, my brother Nacho Contreras, Jeff Fashon. These are my brothers with Elite Legacy Group, and there's a myriad of different growers that I know, from Rick Campanella, Cinderella 99, Mosca Negra, Rick Mosca from Mosca Seeds.
Yeah, Nacho.
Nacho, Danny, Danko. I've got people, and I think many of us should know already, but I have to thank everybody.
Legends, man. You have the legends. You're a legend.
Right.
And
so
you walk with legends, and and then you got inspiring legends.
I don't like to say anything like that. I mean, it's like Heather Marie Brown, myself, Erica Gold. We started this years ago, and it wasn't about anybody but loving our patients and fighting for citizenry. And
that's what it still is.
I still do it, and I don't give a shit. I'm lucky that I have a show. I'm lucky that I'm able to bring people like that on to tell them thank you. Thank you for the hard
shout out to Mike and crew. Mike and crew.
Mike and crew. They got to get their love to the Rick Naya show. And so does Craig Wilkins. I want to give him love. Heather Marie's back online here now with us. I want to thank a lot of people. Erica Goldler, Frank Federico, Joe LaChance, Matt Simon. I want to thank Paul Tomei, Rennie Cushing. I don't like to thank our governor, but Governor Sununu is doing a pretty good job. He's doing a pretty good job with the COVID right now. And I got to be honest, man. People tell me all the time, Rick Naya for governor. I hate to say this, but had I followed in my mother's footsteps, I probably would have run and I probably would have won. The point being made is that I listen to citizens. I don't listen to unions. I don't listen to policy creators. I listen to the people. And there's a huge difference when money and power get involved in police unions and school unions and the rhetoric that goes on. I got to be honest with you. If in fact, in the next few years, things keep going in the direction they're going for me and I'm able, I may very well fucking run for governor of New Hampshire. And I got a funny feeling I might very well win.
Hey, nothing but time. That's all it is. You got the love already. You got the love of the people already. So that's all. But
do I want that level of responsibility to fight back against?
Oh, we'll see. We'll see how big your passion in the growing aspect really grows in the next few months, and then from there we'll figure out if you're gonna.
I think it's all unfolding now as we're moving forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody, I want to thank Michael Doobie for bringing me on to Disrupt America. Everybody at MassCan, everybody at the Massachusetts community, and NECAN. I want to take time to thank Mark and Jeff for NECAN and sponsoring me and being part of our cannabis arena and community. They're pretty much in the forefront when it came to the large arena style venues. We were the first. Boston Freedom Rally did, their 2 or 3 day event. We did our freedom rallies up in Maine and New Hampshire. And we were the forefront. It's like you said, legends are made by those that have balls to make things happen. It doesn't happen by sitting in the corner expecting everybody else to do the work and say, hey, how can I help?
Exactly. Hey, that's what it is. It's just putting your time in and getting away.
Come down to the hearings and let them hear while you're there.
Yeah, don't think of the stress about it. Just get it done and then let your time show your work.
I never forget the first few times I heard others come to speak for the medical program in New Hampshire. It was usually me and Erica, and then there was always Matt Simon, a lobbyist, fighting for some policies he needed for his benefactors and for citizens. But for the most part, there was only a few people watching. And then, Heather Marie showed up and other people started coming in. Lisa Powers started coming in. A bunch of other people started coming. Dan Stockwell Jr. would pop in, and others started popping in and started telling their stories. I think when a citizen or an individual shares their personal story, that has so much impact, not only for them to release it, but for others to hear it and feel it.
That's the power. That's the power right there that we have as activists, to be able to share those stories. I might be running out of juice, my brother. So.
Well, if you run out of juice, I got your back, brother, because I got family and friends that'll be here listening to Rick Naya run his mouth all night long. But for the most part, I want to thank you.
The Rick Naya show, baby.
Family, my Florida family, hey, the great grandfather sharing his love and retribution. But I do got to give Chris Williams thanks over at Sunshine Cannabis for his work and contributions to True Leave. I want to give thanks to them for always being there for me and speaking kindly of me. And I hope that they get off their ass and realize that in New England, they're opening a facility up here. They're going to want to better reach out to me if they're going to want to better compete with this market that I've helped create up here. I've asked Kim Rivers to reach out. I've already said a few things. So if they're not out there and people are listening, let her know. Time to give Rick Nye a call. I want to help open up some market with my True Leaf family here in Massachusetts and in New England. So get the word out there, everybody. Let's flip back. I think I lost William. Yep, William lost power. He's probably going to go smoke a bong of some Tropicana cookies or some really killer kind of cannabis. And let's go back up through the list here. Somebody else, I think Heather made a reply here that fear can be a huge issue. For one strong woman to another, keep standing tall and continue on your own path. If people expect that, then that's awesome. And if they don't, then screw them, or it says fuck them. As long as they know that you're doing is the right for you, and then nothing else matters. So, yep, Trish, that's how you should do things. If you're going to step up into the arena and you're going to voice yourself as a strong woman, be certain that you're using non-biased data and details and information to provide, and then do so and speak in a staunch manner, but one that's not wavering, one that understands the message behind the data that you're providing, and then don't back down. Heather Marie, myself, and Erica Doltler took many years. This took years, not just one or two. I'm talking 8, 10 years of my life contributed to bringing normalization and decriminalization and a legal medical program. We're still here in New Hampshire not fully adult recreationally legal. And we're working on that. And due to this pandemic and crisis that we're faced with, it's been a delay. So again, thank you to everybody out there that chime in every single time and every single show. I greatly appreciate it. I want to take a minute and again thank Michael Doobie, Disrupt Boston, and all of the different stars and members of the Disrupt Boston shows that we provide here throughout the nation. I want to thank all of you for chiming in and just supporting me and supporting the Rick Naya Show, supporting each other. Again, a big, huge shout out to Circle Sign Works for being not only my brothers and my partners, but for providing me with the best billboard signage and digital billboard signage in New England. I want to thank Circle Sign Works for their contributions to me and to the Can Arena. I also wanted to take another minute to thank American Machine Visions, Brian, Tony, Todd, and all of the people at Clear Light Technologies for supporting me, bringing my Rick Naya label to the Clear Light Technologies and providing the new state-of-the-art home grow Rick Naya Pro Series grow lights from Clear Light Technology. I'm beyond happy. I'm ecstatic with that. And I can't wait to begin sharing those lights and that love with all of you and sharing that message as to why I'm even aligned with these lights, because I help contribute so much to the technology and the insight necessary for a professional home grow to be done, that the folks listened at Clear Light Technologies and American Vision. I want to thank you so much, Tony and Brian, so very, very much for truly listening and listening to the spectrum speak, not allowing that data to fool anybody, that we're providing the very best of the best LED professional grow lights in the world. And I can't wait to get those out to everybody. Again, my CryoCure family, thank you. You guys are always there for me. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for always just being there with me, for me, and supporting the very finest disruption and cannabis curing technology in the world. Thank you, CryoCure. I'm super stoked about it. Kanesk, Tuha, thank you for being with me and helping provide some of the rare earth CBD products. It's kind of hard to say that because people, well, CBD is hemp and hemp is CBD, yeah, but you don't get it from rare variants that we're producing. So to purchase Kinesk hemp products is going to be the connoisseur's ultimate in those form of products. So I'm extremely excited about developing our variants with Annihilated Brands, my company, Allele Genetics, Rare Genetics, with my partnership with William, our 420 Foundation, just all of the different things that I've been involved with these last several years have just come like a blessing. It's all coming together. People at the Beantown, Greentown, Andrew and Keith and the whole family at Beantown. I want to thank those guys for the years of work and contributions you've made, for the everyday guy, for all of us peeps that really made the struggle. Thank you for showing us that if you really have the will and the way, that it's more weed, less greed, and that's the way we get ahead. Thank you, Beantown, Greentown. Janet McAllister, I'll see you next week as the Happy Hippie Chicks is going to be on the Rick Naya Show, sharing the love from Maine and all of New England and our insight of the last 10 years together, fighting and battling legislators to bring common sense policy to both Maine and New Hampshire. My sister, Janet McAllister, will be one of my guests next week. And Holistic Hemp Solutions and Alchemy League, Julie Mejia, Alchemy League, Jay, Leah, Julie, myself, and Peter, and Robbie, and those of us that are involved with Alchemy League. Thank you very much. Our show is coming. I believe it's the 21st. And I'm super excited because it's Jay's birthday. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's Leah's birthday. So we're going to have a very special show for Alchemy League on the 21st. And I'm excited to share that with everybody. And again, my friends at Urban Acres, Adam, thank you so much for doing what you're doing. And if you could get a hold of me, you might want in some dibs on some of my rare earth hemp variants and high producing legal CBD variants that we're developing. I'd like to share some of that with you, Adam, so that you can get that out in our market here in New England. And you being the forefront, I want to bless you with these very rare style cannabis and hemp seeds for your company, as I'm going to with Beantown, Greentown. Also, Jessica Love with Love Java. Thank you for helping save my life. Thank you for bringing me some sense of balance. Thank you for bringing me to duality and out of it and understanding what it's like to live in the now. And I want to thank you for that. And my family at the Pheno Cup, Scotty Audette, Justin Mayum, our company, the Pheno Cup. I love you guys. You know that I'm there for us always. And I'm really looking forward to being able to kick this event off in Maine here in August. It might even be the very first event of the season. So we better be prepared. It might be that we get swamped with thousands of people just so that they can make it to a great festival and great cannabis award ceremony. And from all of us and our sponsors at the Pheno Cup, thank you very much. If you could get Cameron to bring me that cap, I wanted to do that black cap giveaway. I love you. One of my sponsors is picking up his wife at the airport. Such a good man. The folks at Circle Signworks. My brother Hank Simpson, I love you very much. And also Trevor Simpson, I'll give you some props on your golf company as soon as you get me over the information, because that's one of the first sports that people play in this crisis will be golf. And here I want to share a cap that was given to me to be shared with anybody from the Pheno Cup. It says good vibes. So anybody that's on right now, Cameron, pick a number between 1 and 100. So Cameron's going to pick a number between 1 and 100. And anybody that's online that can give me their numbers between 1 and 100 here in the next 15 minutes. I'll tell you who wins, and I'll ask you to PM me your information, and I'll get this hat over to you from the folks at the Pheno Cup. So here we go. Pick a number between 1 and 100, and we'll see who is the winner of the cap. So DWAF, you want a cap? You got to win the cap. Pick a number between 1 and 100. He picks 39. So here we go. Good vibes. Trish Hoover's got number 21. Keep going, everybody. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to leave this here for just a few moments. And I want everybody to pick a number between 1 and 100. And we'll see who the winner is of the Good Vibes cap donated by the people at the Pheno Cup. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I'm back, and I had to get the number from Cameron, and I don't want to tell anybody what the number is because we still have a few minutes. And so far we have 39, 21, 7, 39 twice, 39 once. I'm sorry, that is from Duffwork. We have my favorite number. Oh yes, my favorite number's listed. Rustic Lakes, Dan wants the cap. That's who it is. It's Dan. Rustic Lakes wants the cap. All right, I get it, Dan. You want number 39. You're still off, but I do have a number that's relatively close so far. And Cray wants number 62. Yeah. So keep going, people. We still got a few minutes. Let's talk about a few other things while I have an opportunity. And Dye Girl Designs. For those of you that don't know her, get a look here. Dye Girl Designs. She made me a Corona mask, which it was tie dye. It was hippie trippy cool, and I gotta tell you, I love it. I just want to give her credence, and yeah, Megan, thank you so much for that gift from the heart. I love heartfelt gifts. And I saw earlier my girlfriend Cheryl Lee Gillum White is online with me, and I love you, Cheryl. Your number is 46. I think I saw a message earlier about the hemp t-shirts. You mentioned something about hemp t-shirts. I think I saw something about that. But if you need any information regarding the hemp t-shirts, let me know. I'll put you in touch with William, and we'll make sure that you guys get some help to get some of those out to Here Comes Sunshine. And I'm sorry that this year we weren't able to have our first actual festival gathering at Here Comes Sunshine. It's a private event of some of the leading artists, festival vendors, and musicians from around New England with a very, very deadhead family vibe, and the neighbor love vibe that Cheryl provides is one to none. And she will certainly be one of my guests on the Rick Naya show so that we can talk a little bit more about how we all come together and how we share in our community. So thank you so much, Cheryl, for joining us with that. Still, nobody's close. Melissa's got number 20. I want a red bud shirt, is what he's saying. But J-Lo, I think you're close. You got my number. Anyway, that really brings a huge smile to my face. 36 is, so you're 46, that's still off, Miss Hoover. Keep going on numbers, 1 and 100, people. Anybody out there, keep guessing. Yeah, I think we got a Good Vibes cap. Let me just share this with you from the Pheno Cup. There's the Good Vibes. No pins in this cap. I think many of you that know me know that I wear a cap. I'll wear it one evening that has pins that have been given to me and gifted to me throughout the music and festival scene and the cannabis scene for the last, I don't know, what year did Weed Maps come out? That was the year I started collecting pins. It's a Weed Maps cap. Hey, Weed Maps, if you're out there listening, I want you to sponsor me. I'm coming for you next. So anyway, yeah, Weed Maps, I got a cap with maybe, I don't know, maybe 50, 60, 70 different pins on them. Some of them I can't put a price on. They're priceless gifts, and they're very rare indeed. And I'm just blessed to have them. And Cheryl Gillum White from Here Comes Sunshine. I've got her peacocks on mine, my cap. And it's just a way that we share love in the arena. Many vendors and manufacturers gift me with pins, and I wear them in my cap so that others can see it. Heather chose number 9. Esbel, what did you say? I can't see yours. 52. Cray Wisniewski. Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close there. But we got to stick with one number at a time. 77, Heather Marie. Heather Marie, you can only have one number. You've got 22, 77, 6. Trish is bouncing around. I'm going to disqualify him. So those people are disqualified. Can't keep giving up all those numbers. That's not fair for everybody. And it's a pretty cool hat too. Good vibes. So far, my funky 69's on it. I don't know. My favorite number. 96. Heather's blasting off every number between 1 and 100. Well, Heather, you do know that last week I gifted you, when I do see you, 5 feminized wedding cake seeds, so that when we do legalize home grow for patients and adults alike here in New Hampshire, that you can have some of the finest cannabis available. So anybody out there, we got a few more minutes that I'm going to keep winding this all the way down. Who wants my hat? Oh, so Trish says she's sorry that she thought she wanted me to keep guessing. I want other guests to guess. But you were pretty close so far. I hate to say it, J-Lo is like the number that's the closest so far. Cray's right between it, so it's like, yeah, real close with these. Hey, I asked what the directions were, laugh out loud. I had to check on my kiddo. I missed it. There weren't any directions. I just said pick a number between 1 and 100 and we'll see who wins. And so far, a sponsor that's on is winning. And yeah, very cool. We've got a few more minutes. Back to Mike Doobie. Michael Doobie, thank you very much. I don't know if you're there online or you can hear me. I know you're always in the background as not only my friend, but as our producer and my brother. And I love you. Thank you very much. And as the Rick Naya show moves forward, thank you for everybody for sharing and caring. Thank you for following the page. I can't believe what's going on. I'm just happy to see all of the different people commenting and sharing love and sharing the event and the page. And I'm just very thrilled to be able to have a platform that I can use to lift other businesses and other people from the gray market into the green market and help bring some of these products into the forefront of these larger conglomerates and these larger corporations with the Rick Naya Connoisseurs Rack, the Rick Naya Cannabis Connoisseurs Rack. And I'm going to be inviting many of the champions and many of the Rick Naya approved cannabis products that have been tested and profiled to be fully approved for retail market, to bring them together and to give them an opportunity where they belong in the spotlight. And as my show is making it happen, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it happen for all of our friends and all of the people who have supported me all these years. And I continue to give back to our Canada community and our cannabis arena. From all of my sponsors and all of your sponsors and all of you who support me. Thank you very much indeed. It's a great time that we live in that we can share with so many people on media on so many different fronts. I greatly appreciate it. I'm sorry that we lost William to a power outage. He lives in South Florida, so he may have lost power or a lightning strike. I don't know. But it was a pleasure to have my Cuban brother, my Cuban friend, my South Florida cannabis activist and staunch advocate with the 420 Foundation, NORML of Miami, and Regulate Florida, and all of my friends at Sunshine Cannabis, True Leaf, Pure Leaf, One Leaf, One Plant, all of my friends in South Florida that are working the hemp program. I'm very proud of everybody as they've moved forward. And as we move forward, thank you. I'm truly looking forward to next week's guest. I look forward to every guest that I'm going to have, because without these guests, there wouldn't be a cannabis arena. And without people like me pushing our festivals and pushing for laws and pushing for everybody to be able to have this space, there wouldn't be a Rick Naya show. So thank you to all of you for chiming in today. And congratulations, I received 100 messages on today's real stream or restream chats, which is quite a bit when you're doing a show and people are communicating. That goes to you guys and the pages that you share this to and all the people that are watching. So thank you to all. And the winner of this year's first Pheno Cup hat is Jessica Love. So I want to let you know that you won, and thank you very much. I'll be seeing you soon, and you can PM me and give me the details, and I'll get this over to you. So as we always say, as one show goes, another one comes on. Break a leg. Have a great week, and I will see you guys next week, Thursday from 8 to 9:30 on the Rick Naya Show, Making It Happen. Thank you very much, and have a great night.
Come and fly with me.